So let's go over what it means EFL-wise and stuff like that if everything doesn't happen. We should know by already. We've done this before. Hello and welcome to the video. If you could like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking up the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. So Sheffield Wednesday are sadly back in a situation where we are unable to pay our bills on time to either players or HMRC. You got to remember, in November we were placed under a registration embargo due to what we owed HMRC. And as things stands, the embargo is imminent for the club because of the latest financial discretion, but they do have a bit of time to avoid it. The English Football League has said, once placed on the registry embargo, clubs have 2 business days to secure the removal of the embargo before the club's name and the reason for the embargo is published on the embargo reporting server. Will be the only one on that now because Reading's off it. A further concern for Wednesday and their fans is accumulating of days where they are default payments. The fell under embargo in July's account for around 2 weeks of 30-day limit between July and June, and if they hit 20 days, they will be forced to pay a fine of which is greater than 6 million or 5% of the outstanding sum due. If they pass 30-day mark, then things get even worse. They shall not be permitted to pay or commit to pay any transfer fee, compensation fee, or loan fee for 3 full transfer windows. So that's a summer, January, summer. So you're basically killing 1 season and a season and a half. According to the EFL rulebook, they eventually will be catastrophic for the club, but important total number of days in default is the rest of July 1st of the year. And it's not good again. It's really not good. A lot of things have been said. We did it earlier talking about how they spoke to the EFL to support or trust the media just to get their point. It's understood that the EFL have been contacted by the club to ask for observations, and it's now a case of waiting to see how things play out from all sides. From Daniel protected his main concern will be whether or not his players are paid before the weekend. A trip to Hull City at home. And I would be one that would be saying that home game is now going to be not the great environment. It's going to be very, very toxic. I think there's going to be a lot who are going to go and do a protest, and that's their right. I'm not going to say it's not. It's their right to do the protest. It's right for them to say what they want to say. It doesn't make great reading again. And again, I've said it time and time again. This is simple things. You pay on time and it's sorted. Like, there was a really good comment on my channel from, I think it was Super Douglas. Let me see if I can find it. Super Doug Star. And he said, my missus used to work at child play centre. They paid her 2 days late. It caused all kinds of havoc with direct debit and overdraft because they set up to be taken as she's paid. Some people might say, oh, well, they're paid more. But people live to their means. She had a small car loan of 150 a month, but players will have 500 a month and so on. It isn't fair for anyone to be paid late. And that's the thing for me. If you do a job for the whole month of March and then your boss goes, oh, I ain't going to pay you till like the 4th of April, and you get paid normally on the 28th or the 30th of the month, you're going to have to be then calling your mortgage company, your car company, your kind of thing, your utilities. Maybe you've got childcare that you need to pay for, and maybe that could then affect you if you're going to be able to get to work if you've got no childcare and you can't pay that. It then throws everything into the loop for everyone. And I think this is the thing. There's a lot to be said about this. This isn't something that this is not something that is going to get blown out of proportion by people. This is something that needs to be done right. And the normal thing is to pay your debts on time, to pay people on time. If you say you're going to pay someone X amount of money, you pay that person X amount of money on the day that you've agreed to. And we've done this 3 times now with wages. 3 times we've not paid on time. We've done it, I think, twice with HMRC. and we've not paid on time, and we've had there are consequences to doing this, and each time it keeps happening, and each time people go, well, it'll be paid on time, it'll be paid on time. What happens when you don't pay it on time? What happened to that one time where someone who owes Chansiri money doesn't pay him, and he's then stuck out on what to do? I said it earlier. It's a chain. You got paying your staff, then Chansiri getting paid, then the person who's paying Chansiri getting paid, and so on, and it goes on like that. So if there's a kink in that chain as it's going down, it will affect it. But the question is, why is there not a surplus of cash in a UK bank account, which is marked wages, or I don't know, wages, or maybe it's something like the emergency fund or something like that for something that for something like this that happens. Like this, for how many times this has happened, the first time should have been, right, I need to set up this account here with X amount of money in. That should cover us for X amount of time while I'm getting my shit sorted. But there's no plan. And there never has been a plan. It's been paycheck to paycheck is how he runs the club. It's not a case of running it with a backup plan in place or a strategy in place. The people he could get to help him run this in terms of the financial stuff. But it's always done in a kind of, it's my way or the highway. You don't like my way of doing it, then fine. We're not going to do it. You're going to have to do it that way. Or if you don't like it, find somewhere else. And I think you look at how many people has had a CEO role with us or COO. A lot have gone quite quickly. They've not been here many years. You had Catterman, who used to be at Charlton. You got Dooley, who's now at Shrewsbury. You've got people like that who got experience in football clubs. And they've all dipped. They've all gone, yeah, nah, it's not for me. I can't do this. Look at when we first got he'd take over. We had like a football committee. They all dipped. They all went, good chance they thought he could do better. The people who we had to help us in the first 2 seasons, there was a whole Netflix thing about the Dolan Group, and it was dodgy as anything. It just screams of one thing after another, after another, after another. And the scary thing is, this man owns our stadium. He owns the place we play in. He owns the club. The only thing he doesn't own is the training ground and that council. But what happens one day if the council say, hey, hi there, Mr. Chansiri, we need to plot a land club, we need to sell it to clear our debts. What happens if that happens? Where are we going to train? Hilper Park? It's that whole kind of scenario. So it could get a lot worse for us. And a season where we have to have players on freeze and maybe right into the EFL if we can do any deals would be bad again. We've done it. We did it when we went down to League One. It was freeze. And granted, we managed to get a lot of decent freeze in. But we can't keep being run like this. Enough is enough. It needs to be done properly. There's no harm in saying you cannot afford us anymore. If anything, I respect you more if you turn around and said, I can't afford you anymore. I tried my best. I've not done it. I can't do it, I'm afraid. I'm going to put the club up for sale and find a sale straight away. Instead of this whole, it's my club, I can do what I want. I'll get it sorted. It's fine. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. It is an issue. It's a big issue. For us as fans, it's an issue. Could we get the tar from every other fan base who want to take the piss? Or we get the tar from every other club player that may want to come to the club because they like the history, but then they find out how the club run behind the scenes. I remember the article from The Athletic where there was a WhatsApp group for players who were maybe getting contracts done, and there were people asking press people, who do I go see? It's things like that that just make you go, what is going on? I want it to be that we can have it where we're proud of our club and proud of how we're trying to move on together as we're all Wednesday, aren't we? But these things don't do that. These things tar us. They put us in a bad light. They make us fans look bad when we're the ones trying to fund it. Where's all the money gone for the season tickets already? Where's all the money gone for the black kit? Where did that all go? That black kit sold out in a day. Where did that all go? Where did that go to pay for? You can't keep having these situations where this happens. It's not going to end well for us. So I get more and more worried on things like this. It only takes the EFL to go, we've had enough. You keep doing it. We're not doing it anymore. You've got 28 days to go find a new owner and do a Reading. And then he got to find a new owner. Or we're buggered. I don't want it to come to that. I'd rather him turn around and say, I can't do it, or sell us and be like, wash our hands of it and go, you tried, you failed, you move on. That's life. But let me know in the comments below what you think. But you kind of get numb to it. But yeah, that's what it could mean with the EFL if we don't do it. But we know this already. We've been through this so many bloody times before.